Hey guys, Motorcarnut here, and today we're going to do a tire rotation, specifically a 5-tire rotation on Jeep Wrangler. Now this can apply to any off-road vehicles you want, but some manufacturers, maybe Ford, Bronco, whatever, they may be a little bit different, but this is for the Chrysler. 5-tire rotation means you're rotating the spare tire in the back. Now, why would you want to do that? Some people like doing the 4-tire rotation. Well, you got to think about it that if you don't put this tire in rotation, it's only going to, the threads will look good, but it's only going to get older and older. And and all tires have expiration dates, believe it or not, or when they were made. For instance, you see this one? It says 4920. So it was made in the 49th week of 2020. And we're in 26, so that's 6 years old. That's like, I like tires around 6-7 years maximum, so pretty soon these are going to go. Point being is that if you keep this on there brand new and never rotate it as a spare, it's going to have to be thrown out anyway after a certain amount of years. So when you keep it in rotation with the other 4, that's 20%, because you got 5, you got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So that puts 20% more life in all your tires. All right, so it's better to do it that way. And always make sure that the air is at the proper percentage of pounds. Over here, what do we got? Over here, and there's different size tires. So if yours are bigger, you have to, see this says 35 PSI. I put mine at 36. It all depends. This depends on what you're doing as far as off-roading, when you're airing down or when you're airing up, whatever tires you have on there that you're going to have to, they could be all different. Some people run 38, some people run 32. I run 36 PSI, pounds of pressure. Now, you take the spare tire off. Spare tire is going to go in the passenger rear, right here. Passenger rear tire is going to go to the passenger front. We're going to do that right now. And make sure when you jack the jack up, you put jack stands underneath, all right? Because jacks are made to jack. They're not made to support weight. They're made to lift weight. All right, so now, that's what I'm going to do. My lugs are 19 millimeter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spare off, put it here, and then take this tire off and put it there. Now, it's okay to use an impact gun to take them off, but do not use an impact gun to put them on. You can put an impact gun, to put them on just very lightly, because you have to torque them. All right? They all have to be torqued in a star pattern. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any kind of star pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. All right? So this one was the spare, and the one I took off is right there. All right, that's going to go on the front, and we're going to continue. And when you're putting the lug nuts on, don't put them on, like I said, you don't use an impact, and you always put them on by hand, because you can feel if they're starting to strip or cross thread. You can pull it out, see what's going on, and then just redo it again to make sure that that you can put them on by hand like that, so you don't cross thread them. All right, you think it's not a big deal when you're in your garage or outside, but when you're on a trail somewhere and you got to take those bolts off, those nuts off, and put new ones on, and all you have is the little toolkit that came in the car, you can get stuck. All right, so just always work smarter, not harder. All right, so we have, just to recap, the one was on the spare, is on the back passenger. Back passenger is now on the front passenger. This is the front passenger I took off. He's going to go on the driver's side rear. Then the driver's side rear is going to go on the driver's side front. And then the driver's side front is going to become the new spare. Then you use a torque. You lower the truck on, put it on its own weight, and then you torque them down to 95 foot-pounds, aluminum or steel I don't know if people have steel. They're both from 90 to 95 pounds, foot-pounds of torque. And the spare is from 40 to 80 foot-pounds of torque. And that's basically how you do a 5-tire rotation. Now, if your Jeep, you hear that noise whoa, 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 from the tires, that's probably because you didn't rotate them, or something is bent in the suspension or the steering, because that is not normal. You hear that a lot on Jeep Wranglers, because they do have a solid axle in the front, so there's not that much of adjustments, and from the factory it could be a little bit off. That's why it's really important to rotate your tires. I would say maybe every 5,000 miles. The more often you do it, the better wear you get. You know, sometimes you can go more, but don't wait for that roaring whoa, 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 whoa noise. Because and now, even when you rotate them, if you didn't have that noise, you may have it now, because now some of the tires are rotating in the opposite direction. That's normal. That should go away in about a couple of days to a week, and they should settle in and be quiet again. All right, guys, Motorcarnut, please subscribe, hit that like button. Any questions pertaining to the video, leave them below. I answer all my questions, try to help as many people as I can. If you guys got any ideas for future videos, drop them in the comments. If I can do them, I will. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.